Calaroga Shark Media.
From Alaska, where there's a pretty decent chance we give the state away today, this is Ballot.
That's right. Let's trade some territories, and let's hit this. I'm Patrick Gutfield, and Donald Trump is heading here to Alaska for a meeting with Vladimir Putin. And he's already talking tough about how Putin is not going to mess around with me. And by me, he means Trump. Putin would totally mess around with me. This will be Trump's first face-to-face meeting with Putin since 2018. And Trump says the main goal is to set up talks between Putin and Ukrainian President Zelensky. He told Fox News Radio he already has 3 locations in mind for a potential Putin-Zelensky meeting. Trump's basically turned into a diplomatic wedding planner. I'm thinking maybe somewhere romantic, maybe somewhere with good lighting for the cameras. The White House says the talks will include a one-on-one meeting, a bilateral lunch with both delegations, and a press conference. So it's the full diplomatic treatment. Trump and Putin sharing borscht and discussing world peace over lunch. What could possibly go wrong? Trump also floated the idea of inviting European leaders to participate in a second meeting. So now he's planning a whole diplomatic convention. We'll get Putin, we'll get Zelensky, maybe throw in some European leaders, make it a real party. Meanwhile, Putin praised Trump's sincere efforts toward ending the war in Ukraine, telling Kremlin officials that the U.S. is making quite energetic and sincere efforts to stop the fighting. Putin, calling Trump's efforts sincere, is either genuine diplomatic progress or the most backhanded compliment in international relations history. Trump confidently declared that he thinks both leaders will make peace. That's quite the prediction from someone who hasn't actually sat down with them yet, but this is Trump we're talking about. The man who thinks he can solve decades-old conflicts with a good lunch meeting and some stern talking to. So we get Trump versus Putin in Alaska with the fate of Ukraine hanging in the balance. Either this will be a historic diplomatic breakthrough, or we'll get some very awkward press conference moments. Knowing Trump, probably both, and I figure there's a decent chance we wake up Saturday to find out there are only 49 states now. Trump has now fully mobilized all 800 National Guard troops for his takeover of policing in Washington, D.C., according to the Pentagon. The troops will work in shifts of 100 to 200 soldiers helping with community safety patrols and beautification duties. That's right. We're using military personnel for landscaping now. Nothing says law and order quite like having soldiers pick up litter and maybe plant some petunias. I'm picturing National Guard members with leaf blowers and hedge trimmers because apparently that's what passes for federal law enforcement these days. The Pentagon says the troops are unarmed and will be less visible than the federal agents Trump has already deployed in the city. So we have invisible, unarmed soldiers doing community beautification. At this point, Trump has basically turned the National Guard into the world's most expensive grounds crew. Here's the thing. Trump keeps claiming that crime rates in D.C. are out of control, even though they've actually fallen sharply in recent years. But why let facts get in the way of a good military deployment? The city's getting safer, so obviously we need more troops in case someone tries to hold a midterm election. Taylor Swift appeared on boyfriend Travis Kelce's New Heights podcast with his brother Jason, and the internet basically exploded. 1.3 million people were watching live in the first hour alone on YouTube, nearly double the 800,000 who tuned in for Trump's Joe Rogan appearance last October. The podcast was so popular that Swift's fans literally crashed YouTube at the 1 hour, 44-minute mark. Now, Trump's probably looking at these numbers thinking, I had the most watched podcast appearance ever, and now Taylor Swift comes along and breaks the internet in real time? You know he's somewhere drafting a Truth Social post about how his Rogan interview was actually much better, the ratings were tremendous, and nobody talks about how he invented the 3-hour podcast format. He's probably calling someone right now saying, get me on that New Heights show. I'll talk football. I know football. I invented the forward pass. Trump's probably taking notes thinking, maybe I should date a pop star, completely missing the point that you can't just manufacture this kind of cultural phenomenon. Though knowing Trump, he's already planning his own podcast called Truth Heights, or something equally on brand. Portions of today's show were made with the help of AI Release the Epstein Files, you coward.
From the creators of Palace Intrigue, a new chapter in royal history begins. William and Kate's wedding captures the world's attention, but royal life isn't as perfect as it seems. Tensions rise as Harry meets Meghan, sparking a divide that will shake the monarchy to its core. From explosive interviews to family scandals, the royal family faces its most public challenges ever. As King Charles takes the throne, the future of the monarchy hangs in the balance. Family secrets, royal rifts, and the future of the crown. Crown and Controversy, wherever you get your podcasts.
What if the biggest threat to the royal family is the royal family? I'm Mark Francis, host of Palace Intrigue, the daily podcast that goes behind the palace gates and straight into the headlines. Right now, we're digging into Entitled, the bombshell new book that claims Prince Andrew's ties to Jeffrey Epstein run deeper than ever imagined, with espionage, secret deals, and even possibly a Trump massage list. New episodes every day. Follow Palace Intrigue wherever you get your podcasts.
From Calaroga Shark Media comes Celebrity Trials, the explosive new podcast that exposes the truth behind America's most captivating cases. I'm Reed Carter, and I'll take you inside real live daily trials and classic celebrity cases where fame, power, and justice collide. From Jeffrey Epstein's billion-dollar sex trafficking empire to the prep school killer who walked free, from family annihilators to celebrity plea deals. Discover the shocking verdicts, twisted evidence, and cultural forces that shape American justice. These aren't just crimes, they're cultural moments that reveal who we really are. Justice isn't always swift, but it's absolutely riveting. Celebrity Trials, available wherever you get your podcasts.